scale that were over there. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've seen it firsthand in Afghanistan. You know, our original goal going in was to dethrone the Taliban so that Al-Qaeda did not have a haven to go there under the protection of the Taliban government. Well, we did that very, very quickly. And when the Taliban were dethroned, and they're still there, but they're not in power from a governmental standpoint. They do have a lot of local control still, and that's an issue. But now we're over there nation building. And we've been trying to call it that, but that's what we're doing. Gary and I have been there. We've seen it firsthand. We both spent 3 years over there. And we're dumping billions and billions. I think maybe it's approached $1 trillion now that we've pumped in over there for infrastructure, building, trying to stabilize this stuff, trying to build roads, and all this stuff that we're doing is outrageous. We couldn't do it without the presence of the military because they're providing a level of security. We've accomplished, and this is Ray Nash's opinion, it's not the opinion of the State Department, I don't work for them anymore so I can say it, is it's time to leave. I mean, it's just time to leave. We have done all that we can reasonably accomplish over there. It is not worth the loss of one more American life in our efforts over there or in these other countries in the area that are going through this Arab Spring and having this, our foreign policy is a mess in many ways with regard to that. Should we have a footprint there? I think so. I think there's national interest in having embassies and having a footprint in these other countries so that we keep an eye on things and we look after America's best interests there. But doing this kind of thing on the scale that we're doing, we can't afford it. It's ridiculous. It doesn't work. And we're paying the price for it. And we're going to continue to pay the price for it. I mean, we've got a situation now where over in Afghanistan, you know, we're giving guns to the Afghans and trying to take them away from the Americans that are back home. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense. And we're going to see the people that we have armed and that we have trained, well, they're already turning those guns on our own people. We're having these green on blue attacks, they call them insider attacks now. It's happening all over. It's happening in areas where I worked on a daily basis, or at least a weekly basis over there within some of these government ministries. We've got to pull out, we've got to start thinking in terms of our foreign policy. We've got to be having a less of an interventionist attitude, more of an America First attitude, and we need to really be thinking about what governments are we going to support with foreign aid. We just gave a whole bunch of F-16s to Egypt, and their government hasn't stabilized itself yet, and I'm not real sure they're going to fall out and be allies of ours over there when it's all said and done. They certainly are not supportive of Israel, and Israel is one of the few that we have over there in that part of the world. So I think we have some real problems with our foreign policy and with our foreign aid, and we need to pull back and have a less of an interventionist status over there. Maybe not 100%. Like I say, there's still some interests that require a footprint. It needs to be much, much smaller. Over there at the U.S. Embassy, y'all wouldn't believe it. It's one big construction zone, Jeff. It's one big construction zone. They're building and building and building, and we're supposed to be leaving. Why are they building all these buildings? And I asked that question, and you know what the answer is that I get? Well, these contracts were awarded 5 years ago, so now we're contractually obligated to build them. So we're going to build buildings that are going to be empty, and then we're going to turn them over to the Afghans who have no hope of sustaining them. They have no hope of sustaining any of the infrastructure that we're building over there. It far exceeds their entire national budget. I mean, we're giving them cars, but they can't put fuel in them. We're giving them buildings that they can't maintain. They don't have the expertise, they don't have the money. It's a mess, y'all.